Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás mi amor Alicia? Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and today we're playing Nancy Drew Labyrinth of Lies Pre-Order Edition. Now, I like to call it Pre-Order Edition because Her Interactive sells their Collector's Edition before the release of their actual games. The kicker is that once the game is publicly released, they no longer sell the Collector's Edition. Which I understand, there's a limited supply. I wish they could do the same for the digital releases as well, and I think they do. I'm not entirely certain. Who knows though? I'm no expert at this when it comes to marketing and how many copies they make and stuff like that. Anywho, what you normally get on a collector's edition when it comes to the Nancy Drew games, it really depends if Nancy has a cell phone in the game, and in Labyrinth of Lies, she does. On her cell phone, you get mini-games, phone charms, and random texts from a certain someone. Well, in some games, it happens. I don't think it happens in Labyrinth of Lies. But in case it does happen, those random texts are usually from Ned Nickerson, Nancy's boyfriend, or romantic friend as I like to call, because of the book series. Yeah, there's a book series with the same name, Nancy Drew, started in 1930. I would love to go into full detail trivia about that, but that'll take a lot of time on it, so... If it's not Ned Nickerson, it'll be Bess and George, Nancy's best friends, or it'll be Frank and Joe Hardy, who are brothers, the Hardy Boys. It's also a book series as well. Started actually a couple of years before Nancy Drew did. Hardy Boys are also detectives as well. I actually do want to point out that there's a difference between amateur detective and professional detectives. I mean, professional detectives are kind of like private eyes. Professionals and private eyes, they basically are licensed employed detectives. They are detectives that are employed either by the government or by the city, and they get paid to do it. Amateur detectives, amateur sleuths, they do not. They do it for free. They do it of their own free time. That is why Nancy and Frank and Joe Hardy try to keep a low profile on it just because they're still in their teens, and there is a bit of a law here in America where you can't be a detective. It's weird. I don't like it, but hey, it's understandable though. There actually are a couple of other things that you get for the Collector's Edition. And with Labyrinth of Lies, the extra things you get for the Collector's Edition are the concept art, which you can see here, and the bonus art, which you can only get if you complete the game. There's no other way to cheat it out. You can't look at the credits. I know what you're thinking. And you also get extra entries on Grigor's tablet. I don't remember which tablet entries those are. I think I left those vague as heck for me so that I didn't spoil it for you all. And there are two sections of the theater player, which is on Melanie's computer. And I think I said in one of my earlier videos that I will look at the player on a separate video. And I think I will try to do that towards the end of the series, towards the end of the game. I know there are a lot of things on that player that are really cool, really funny, especially one, and I think I've already played it. It's a frickin' William Shatner reference. And I think it's also a Star Trek reference as well. I think that might be about it when it comes to the Collector's Edition. I do want to point out there are a couple of different things about the interface. I know this intro is mainly going to be about the details, the behind-the-scenes work when it comes to the game. I really can't talk much about my personal thoughts of the game, except for one, and that is to tell you that Her Interactive bases all of their Nancy Drew games off the Nancy Drew book series. And now let me tell you, Labyrinth of Lies is based off a book called The Greek Symbol Mystery number 60, and I'll be bringing up that title several times because the book companies that published them, first it was Grosset and Dunlap, and now it's Simon & Schuster. I'm not going to go into details about why it's a different company. Both companies, they kept resetting the series, and I'm sure they still do it. And every time they did, they would not just revise the stories or even send out new stories. They would also put out new cover arts for these books. Oh my gosh, the research that I found on The Greek Symbol Mystery number 60, there are 6 different copies. The 6 cover art is kind of the same thing as one of the others, but it's pretty much different just because of the coloring of it. And one of the coverings is actually a little bit confusing. There is a detail on the cover that makes their series a bit confusing when it comes to, well, I'm sure you'll notice either by now or at the end of the video, because I know I will not be able to mention the Greek Symbol Mystery at least 6 times in the intro. So, at least now I know that I've mentioned it at least 3 times now. When it comes to their interface that you're seeing now, like the main menu, Her Interactive has their own game engine. Well, they did up until Midnight in Salem. They used a new engine for that. They switched to Unity. But they have their own game engine, and they like to update the interface every now and then. And their latest interface, they added 3 new features. And I know I kept saying 2, but when I go into one of the things that they did add, I realize it's a 3rd feature. Basically, their 3 features are fast combo feature, and that you can basically find that in the options. I'm not going to point that out right now just because I'm trying to make sure there's enough screen time so that I can fix the audio a little bit, make this talking bit a little bit shorter than it already is. The 2nd feature actually is tied to one of the achievements, and that achievement is the spoiler-free achievement. And I think I'm experiencing a little bit of lag. I'm not entirely sure. The spoiler-free achievement, I will actually point out why it's attached to it. It is called the hint system. I'm not going to go into full details about it, but I will tell you at least a little bit about it. And the last feature, with every new Nancy Drew game, you actually get 2 detective levels to choose from, and I really like this feature of what they did, and I will tell you once I finish explaining the differences between the 2 levels. Amateur, you get regular puzzles, since available detailed task list. I know I'm talking too fast. Yeesh. Master, you get more challenging puzzles, no hints, basic task list. Now, before game number 28, Ghost of Thornton Hall, basic task list meant no task list. There was only one thing on there, and it would say, I'm a senior detective or master sleuth. I don't need a task list. You check that off, and you're done for the rest of the game. You can't even call your friends for help. That's basically it. But now, with the new interface, with the new updates, you actually do get a task list. It's pure and simple. There's no hints system. It's not as detailed. Pure and simple. It's basic as heck. But there's a task list nonetheless. I actually really like it. I've seen it for myself, not for this game specifically, but I've seen it. I really like it. And there is one more thing that I want to mention before we get into the game. And that is, if anything in this video does not look familiar, it is because you have not been keeping up. Please, please, please look in the description box below. There's a previous video as well as the playlist. I recommend the playlist because it will have everything that I've done so far with Nancy Drew, Labyrinth of Lies, Collector's Edition, and oh my gosh, let's get into the game. Oh my gosh, I've actually been kind of dreading this video, and yeah, there's one here that says free time. I will explain why. It's been driving me nuts, because it's been such a long time since I've played this game that I don't remember how to do certain things. So, here's a task list here. These question marks are the hint system. Yeah. Needs a passcode. The keypad is built into the sets. Look for some stage directions. There is a book that we need. We have Greek gods, famous Greeks, and underworld myths. There's a 4th book we're supposed to have, and it's really frustrating me that I don't have it. The only way we can get it is to talk to Niobe, and unfortunately, I don't remember how to get that conversation line from her. So, I think the only thing I can do right now is talk to Grigor. I did find out that, well, there's this one line that we have to tell that we have with Grigor that I've been kind of dreading to bring up with him, and that is Plutus, because that is something that we found out about from his bag. I kept telling myself that I'm not going to tell him just because I know it's going to affect, well, it not just affects the story, but it also affects him and the actual choices matter of the game. I realize, though, that part involves the Hardy Boys, not him. We actually do have to ask him that question in order to progress the game.
Did you know Niobe has a history as an art forger?
I did, and that's a very dramatic way of putting it.
Yeah.
Explain the difference to me.
It's the difference between cheating off a friend and robbing a bank.
That's a big difference.
Still, she did commit art forgery.
She hid behind her friend because she was timid. If you ask me, her so-called friend is the real criminal here, making millions while Niobe scrapes by.
That actually sounds pretty bad.
Why were you casting the role of Plutus?
I knew I hadn't made my point.
I don't recall Plutus ever being in the Persephone myth.
Xenia had a sequence in mind where Demeter petitions all the gods.
You're a good actor.
But it was too boring, too expensive, and did I mention too boring?
Later.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well, because we mentioned Plutus to him, we actually do get a couple of new things in here. But not in the stage notes, but in the personal notes. Don't shoot the messenger.
This must be some sort of code.
This isn't the one-man show. We're supposed to be a team, yet clearly that's not the case. It's time to start setting up some insurance. Look to the stone tokens, 5 sets pairing letters representing famous Greeks with images of what they were known for. Slide the tokens to the correct color wedge. Oh geez, I actually need a piece of paper for this. The doctor's pair lies in red, the playwright in orange, architect is blue, architect is green, whoops. Blue for inventor, and the poet has her tokens in purple. Each color wedge requires 1 token, with letter tokens in wedges with a blue Greek eye. Only tokens of the same pair can share a color wedge. Okay. I am going to take a picture of this just in case. Yeah, there's a bit of a lag with the game for some reason. Beep. Oh look, a problem you can't murder your way out of. I'm sorry, what?
Locked away his access? What is Gregor hiding?
Messenger role is being compromised. How dare Thanos think he can just step in like that? I've locked away his access. He'll never think to arrange the tiles of the box in the jewelry display to show 7 gemstones in each square along the outside and no tile in the center when the left lid is flipped over the right. See if I let him try to usurp my role. I'm Hermes, not him. The monster. Yikes. Well, I do know both of those. I do believe we both have seen at least one of them. The gemstone one, I did kind of point out in one of my earlier videos with an arrow, because I thought that was the solution, but it wasn't. It was something else completely different. We're going to go over here. The letters box though that Xenia has, it is on her desk actually. We need to get her away from her desk.
I need to get 7 gems visible on all outside tiles when the box is closed.
Yep. This comes down here, and I know there is an easy way to do this. I can't quite remember. Actually, you know what? I think I wrote this down. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes, and hopefully I have this right. Gosh dang fruit fly, leave me alone. This. Okay, I think that might be it. Heck yeah! Ooh! Wait, this kinda looks familiar. Wait, before we go to what I think we're going to, I want to phone the Hardy Boys real quick, because I think I was hoping to
Hi, Nancy.
talk to them for at least a little bit, because I remember seeing there was a whole bunch of questions.
What did you find out about Gregor?
Did you notice anything about his Greek accent?
What Greek accent?
Right? He's an American, and Gregor is not his name.
We already
Really?
know that.
Really?
So, who is he?
He may be an actor, like he says. We can't figure out why he changed his name.
Personal choice.
We did
Dude,
find out a bit
stage
about
name.
his past.
What's his story?
Pretty sad, actually. He's an only child. His parents died when he was really young.
He grew up completely alone.
In and out of foster care until he aged out of the system.
It may explain the assumed name.
F off.
Right. Maybe the name has some meaning.
Right. It could be a stage name.
Like a nom de plume, but for actors.
Well, duh.
Or it could be something more serious.
Like a nom de guerre.
Unlikely. Either way, we'll look into it.
Like, I super love how Joe pronounced that. I think when I first, 3 or 4 times I played the game, I had no idea what a nom de guerre was. And I forgot what it means, but I think I remember, and yikes.
Anything I should know about Thanos?
Be careful around Thanos.
Why? What's his story?
We're looking into it, but he was brought in for questioning about something recently.
Well, what for?
We're still looking into it. The whole thing is very strange.
Okay, explain.
All we know is that he is on the network's radar.
He is? Why?
He's killed people.
What?
Had to say it like that?
Yes,
Come
it's
on.
serious. He worked in private security and he was directly involved in a fatal shooting.
He's dangerous, but only when the situation calls for it.
And when does the situation call for it?
We don't know.
Yeah, No, we're not bringing up the odd list. I forgot. Every time I talk to Frank and Joe, I need to make a save.
Did you find anything out about Xenia?
She seems to be more or less who she says she is.
We know she's from New York.
She grew up around a lot of artists and professors and the like.
Looks like she was put in contact with the production's organizers and jumped at the chance to direct.
That seems reasonable.
Yep.
It does, but we're gonna keep looking.
The dots connect, but who knows if we're seeing all the dots?
Oh, I know that feeling.
I'm sure she does.
Have you been able to look into the entire cast?
Yeah, you're dealing with something really serious here.
Yeah, tell
Tell
me
me
something
more.
I don't know.
That's the thing. We're not sure.
First red flag is the staff.
As in, where is everyone?
We reached out to the network to see if we could track down any of the workers who left.
No one would talk?
No one could be found.
Yikes.
Oh.
Keep quiet on that until we figure out what's happening.
We can fill you in on everyone at the museum, but these are dangerous people. You have to tread lightly.
Tread lightly. She's so bad at that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Sorry. Just be careful. Something big is happening.
She is bad at that, unfortunately.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Alright. Alright. Well. I am actually going down here. Because I believe we can do at least 2 puzzles. I don't know if I brought it up. Yeah, we did. But I don't think we brought it up to
Yes.
Niobe.
You said you can't use the real artwork on stage, right?
Of course not.
Xenia told me you will be using real pieces.
Maybe there's been a change in the rules.
You're not sure?
I get a bit lost in my work. So maybe we are using some actual pieces. I don't know.
Later.
Everyone's not
Goodbye.
telling me a straight answer. Okay, so this is one of the puzzles.
I need to slide the stones to the correct positions.
Unfortunately, I think I only recognize a few of the symbols. I know the Caduceus refers to the doctor. I don't know what the temple refers to. This might refer to the poet. This definitely refers to the playwright. Actually, no, this would be the inventor. Because this is the architect, wouldn't it? The temple? Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. I just need to figure out which letters go with which. So I'm just gonna look at the Greek letters real quick just to see. We're not gonna do this puzzle right now. The A does refer to A. The X refers to H. The weird symbol is the PH. The E is the E, of course, okay. The sideways W is the S. Nope, don't make sense. I could be remembering the name wrong for that symbol. I thought it was this Caduceus. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll look it up. But we're not going to work on that puzzle right now. Right now, we're going to focus on a different one. Oh, hey, stairs. Oh, hey, puzzle.
I need to match all of the edges.
Dude, and I know a lot of people do not like this one simply because of how confusing it is. To me, I love these kind of puzzles because they're so freaking simple. Do you want to know why? This one is pure and simple. Work on the outline first. Seriously, work on the outline first. Do not look on the inside. So let's focus on this one first. We want the top half of this. So let's look for the one thing. So looks like we only have one. Actually, no, we have 2 and 3. And we can rotate. That does fit. Actually, I think that's it, because... yeah, that's it, because there's no other one. Alright, and what about up here? Look. Oh, work on the corners first. That's what it is. Look on the corners first. Because those are easy to do. So this one, we need the bottom half, and we need the top half of... not this one. Here we go. Oh, nope. Nope, wrong one. Here we go. There we go. We have a key. What does that smell? Oh my gosh, I know where that key goes to. Oh my gosh, I know where that key goes to. Does the key go to this? Oh my gosh, it does.
Who exactly is this message for?
To our VIPs, gather the treasures of Greece as our actors bring Olympus back to life. Wait until the curtain rises. Leave before the final bow. We confirm the house will be packed and prepared for the voyage to faraway lands. If the show isn't to your liking, demand a refund at intermission from an approved cast member. We're certain you'll like what you see. Oh, they have to get a refund in order to... Gotcha. I'm understanding how they're getting it, how they're doing it now. Alright, well, we did manage to get some of those done. I don't think... Don't speak, I don't know what you're thinking.
Alright.
Why did you choose Persephone's story?
I didn't click with it at first, but now when we rehearse, when I'm in the meadow, waiting for Hades in my mind, I don't see the narcissus flowers I'm gathering. I see the moments of my life when everything turns sour.
Yikes.
But I see myself. The Persephone version of myself. And I am her. I know that's weird. That means there's something real about it.
You know what? I'm betting that's what Persephone saw when she was picking up the narcissus flowers.
Can I help with anything?
We're set. I can't keep distracting you from your job anyway.
Aw, how sweet.
Did you know about Niobe's career problems?
That she copied another artist's work?
Well, something like that.
Stop the questions there. I've never met anyone more regretful than Niobe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, well, one more talk with Grigor.
What can I do for you?
Alright,
Bye-bye.
so we'll talk with him
Goodbye.
in the next video about that, because I honestly don't want to go into full detail. That will bring us into a really in-depth discussion, and I want to make sure there's enough time in the video for that. Right now we don't. In fact, I'm betting we're over time. I'm gonna check with Niobe one more time just to see if I can get that conversation line.
Hello.
Is the museum's collection the real reason you're here?
What makes you ask that? I'm supposed to be trying new things in my life. That's what everyone says.
Oi!
Move on.
Wow,
Be
she's
new.
sensitive.
Try new things. Don't dwell.
Sorry if I offended. It just seems like a pretty rare chance to study all of this great work.
Oh, guilty. I heard different words from what you meant.
Yeah, totally.
I can't even begin to tell you what it's like. When I was small and the other girls were crushing on the boys, I was falling in love with Phidias. No joke. A terminal art girl from the jump. Which reminds me, in case it's contagious, I've got books for you. Learn the language and art will speak to you. If I wasn't so terrified of that nightmarish amphitheater, I'd be skipping around the
Dude,
place.
I think this is it. Oh, dang it. Yeah, what's your art background?
What's your art background?
I completed my first piece, oatmeal on vertical plaster wall, at 6 months. It was magnificent. From there, it was variations on a similar theme.
So you came to it naturally?
I came to loving it naturally. The rest was a struggle.
Right.
But I always loved the study, especially the old Greek masters. Look around the museum. You're in the presence of greatness.
Thank you for being specific.
Art is the physical manifestation of men and women reaching across thousands of years to share their secrets.
Right?
And secrets never come easy. But they also never leave your heart.
Exactly.
They're reaching out for you, Nancy. See them and reach back.
I do see them. I do see them. Give me what you seek. Give me what you have.
Do you have access to much of the museum's art?
I get to study what's out and already cataloged, but I can't get at the rest.
Could an artist create an exact copy of the art on display?
Who are you trying to fool?
An expert, I guess.
Which expert?
Any expert.
That's the trick. That's why most forgery doesn't work.
Ah.
Each expert speaks a different language. Some are chemists. Some focus on the process until they dream in brushstrokes, patina, and lacquers. It's easy to fool one expert. Impossible to fool every expert.
Exactly.
Could you?
I couldn't fool any expert, let alone every expert.
Exactly.
Are you Niobe, the famous painter?
Was.
A friend of mine is obsessed with your work.
I don't want to hear about your friend or anyone else.
I'm sorry. Did I upset you?
You did. It's not your fault, but I had to snap at you.
Why?
No one cared about my art, but they loved to look at the smoking wreckage of my career. I don't talk about that.
Okay, I respect that.
I'm starting over. I'm here. This is what I've got now.
Alright. Well, that didn't bring me to what I
Let you
needed.
go.
Until later.
Gosh frickin' dang it. It is gonna drive me nuts. Alright, well, I think this is where I'm gonna stop. Still stuck on how I'm gonna get what I need from Niobe. Perhaps I can play this game on my free time again and figure out what I need to do in order to get what I need from Niobe. I don't know what's going on there. So obviously I need to do this on this play and not on a different place. So let's go ahead and go to the main menu and save again so that I don't make a mistake. Ooh, there was some lag there. I am curious as to why there was lag in this video. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully the recording is okay. I did have to change the settings a little bit because I did something a little different with Bonfire Stories the last time I recorded it, and I forgot to change it back to what I normally have with Nancy Drew. But I decided to test something with Nancy Drew, and it looks like it's just not working out. So I think I'm going to switch back to what I normally have for Nancy Drew since it was working out pretty well. I am pretty much short on time, and I'm just saying that because of the length of the video. I'm not saying it because I'm on time crunch, although I might be considering what's going on behind the scenes, but I'm not going to worry about it. The only things that I want to talk about is the book that this game is based off of, which is the Greek symbol mystery, number 60. I am going to try to be as brief as I can about it, although being very descriptive about the beginning helps a lot to bring you into it, gets you to read the book. So the Greek symbol mystery is about Nancy and her two best friends, Bess and George. The three of them and her dad as well go to Greece for a case. What I really like about it is that her dad is trusting her to solve the case, solve one of his cases really, because he's having trouble with it. And I think his client actually preferred Nancy to work on it since her cousin was the person missing, as well as inheritance. Although the book is very vague in saying whose inheritance it is doesn't really tell you until the end of the book, which is very frustrating in my opinion, but hey. Anyway, what happens is that Nancy is in the shopping district of whatever city they're in Greece, and a thief comes running by them, somehow slips in a stolen mask in her shopping bag, and Nancy is confronted by the Greek police, and they automatically assume she's guilty. I'm going to try really hard not to judge here. I've been reviewing my past videos, and I've come off really harsh on them, and I'm realizing, this is Greece. There's mafia. There's people they don't trust. Ugh. I mean, this is almost like what the police does in America as well. So, what the police did was they automatically assumed Nancy was guilty. They would not accept any evidence of her being a detective. They would not accept anything Bess said. Eventually, George had to do something to bring light to certain evidence to claim that Nancy is innocent in this situation, that she didn't steal the mask. And so the police eventually tell her that there's this thief gang. They assumed she was a part of it. She said no, but hearing about the thief gang, she's like, okay, I want to find out more about them, see if I can track them down and find out what they're really doing. That kind of moves along the plot of the book, basically. I'm not going to say any more because the rest of the book basically has the similarities of the game to it. And I'm not going to say it, even when we get to the point in the game, I'm not going to say it just because it'll spoil the book, and I want to make sure you guys are getting the chance to read it yourself. So, if you don't have a copy yourself, I can actually lead you the right direction to a website called archive.org or openlibrary.org. It goes to the same place, which is the Internet Archives. I really like it. It leads you to this huge library database that has different library databases that you can search through. It has Canadian libraries, it has libraries from California, there's audiobooks, there's podcasts, and a couple of other things. And I do know that they have a lot of Nancy Drew books, the Greek symbol mystery being one of them. But if you can't find it yourself, I do have a direct link, which I will put in the description box below. And with that, I do have to get going, so I love you all so much, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I hope I helped you out at least a little bit in this video. If not, I'm not doing my job. Not to mention, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel and you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button, making that beautiful gray, as well as that bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I upload, which are on Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesdays, Nancy Drew, and Sundays, the game of my choosing. But now that Nancy Drew is coming to a close with this game, I think I might have to figure something out. I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rascally Rabbit, saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube! So the intro for my new series has been recorded. Even the gaming portion of the intro has been recorded. I just need to record the rest of it. Oh my gosh, there's so much work that needs to be done to it.